Have you ever noticed that when someone ignores you, criticizes you, or speaks harshly, your reaction feels way more intense than the situation itself? Like, it's not just what they said, it's something deeper that breaks inside you. Or maybe, at times, you feel like you're never enough, like you constantly have to prove your worth to be loved or accepted. These feelings aren't coming from your adult self. They're coming from that little child within you, the one who was once unheard, unseen, and misunderstood. That child still lives inside you, waiting for your love, your attention, your reassurance. And until you heal that inner child, you'll keep feeling a sense of emptiness, even after achieving everything you thought would make you happy. Hello everyone, welcome to My Sanity Hub. In today's video, we're going to talk about the hidden inner child wounds that quietly shape your emotions, your relationships, and your self-worth. So if you're ready to truly understand yourself on a deeper level, this might just be the beginning of your emotional freedom. So, let's begin. When we talk about healing, most people think it's about fixing what's broken. But inner child healing isn't about fixing, it's about remembering. Remembering the parts of you that were once silenced, ignored, or forgotten. Every one of us carries a younger version within. The version that craved love, validation, or safety. And when those needs weren't met, small emotional wounds were formed. Wounds that never fully healed and quietly grew into our adult patterns. These unhealed wounds show up everywhere, in the way we love, the way we react, the way we see ourselves. They create invisible walls between us and the peace we're searching for. Healing your inner child is not just emotional work, it's soul work. It helps you build healthier relationships, stop sabotaging your own happiness, release emotional triggers, and finally feel worthy, not because of what you achieve, but because of who you truly are. And honestly, I've been there too. There was a time when I didn't even realize that most of my reactions, fears, and insecurities were coming from my wounded inner child. But once I started this healing journey, everything began to shift. The way I saw myself, the way I loved, and the way I allowed life to love me back. You see, once I started noticing those patterns within myself, I realized something truly profound, that there's a part of me which never really grew up. That part still holds my earliest memories, my first experiences of love, fear, rejection, and joy. That's what we call the inner child. Your inner child isn't just a concept, it's a very real emotional part of your subconscious mind. It carries the essence of who you once were before the world told you how to be. Think of it like this. The child in you once laughed freely, expressed openly, and trusted easily. But when that innocence met pain, when love felt conditional, or when emotions were dismissed, that same child learned to hide, to suppress, to stay quiet. And today, even as adults, that hidden child still influences how we think, love, and react. For example, a child who grew up feeling unseen may become an adult who constantly seeks validation. A child who was criticized too often may grow into an adult who fears judgment and struggles with perfectionism. So when we talk about inner child healing, we're not talking about living in the past. We're talking about freeing the emotions that got trapped there. Because those old wounds don't just disappear with age. They live inside your nervous system, quietly shaping your choices, your relationships, and even your self-worth. Healing the inner child is about turning inward with compassion, so that the parts of you that were once silenced can finally be heard, and the parts of you that were once scared can finally feel safe again. Now that you understand who your inner child really is, let's talk about how these wounds are actually created. Because no one enters adulthood unscarred. Even in loving families, even with the best intentions, small emotional wounds are inevitable. Most of them begin in moments that seemed ordinary at the time. Moments when your emotions were dismissed, your needs were ignored, or your feelings weren't taken seriously. Some children grow up with emotional neglect. They had their physical needs met, but emotionally, they were never truly seen or understood. Others experience abandonment or inconsistent love. One day, they felt deeply cared for, and the next, completely invisible. That inconsistency taught them to fear love, to always wait for it to disappear. Then there are those who were constantly criticized or compared. They learned early that love must be earned through achievement, perfection, or pleasing others. And some were told to suppress their emotions. Don't cry, be strong. Good kids don't talk back. So they grew up believing that expressing pain makes them weak, that silence equals strength. But here's something important to remember. These wounds weren't necessarily created because your parents were bad. They were doing the best they could with the emotional awareness they had at that time. Many of them were carrying their own unhealed wounds too. The cycle simply continued. The real wound isn't just in what happened, it's in how you emotionally perceived it. Two children can experience the same situation, but one might internalize it as rejection, while the other might see it as freedom. So the pain lives in the meaning your inner child attached to those moments. The meaning of not being enough, not being loved, or not being safe. And it's that emotional meaning, not the memory itself, that quietly shapes who you become. Now that we understand how these wounds are created, let's talk about how they actually show up in your adult life. Because your inner child doesn't disappear, it simply learns to express itself through your thoughts, emotions, and reactions. Here are some clear signs that your inner child might still be carrying pain. Sign 1, constant need for validation. No matter how much appreciation you receive, it never feels enough. Deep inside, that child is still asking, do you see me now? Am I finally enough? Sign 2, fear of rejection or abandonment. You find yourself overthinking relationships, worrying that people will leave or pull away. Love feels fragile, almost unsafe. Sign 3, people-pleasing tendencies. You struggle to say no, constantly putting others' needs above your own, because somewhere you learned that love must be earned through being good. Sign 4, difficulty setting boundaries. You feel guilty for protecting your energy or saying no, as if honoring yourself might make you lose connection. Sign 5, emotional outbursts or shutdowns during conflict. Sometimes you overreact, and other times you completely shut down. That's your inner child slipping into survival mode, just like it once did to stay safe. Sign 6, feeling unworthy or undeserving of love. Deep down, you might believe you're not lovable enough, or that love always comes with conditions. Sign 7, self-sabotaging your own success. Every time things start going well, you unconsciously create blocks or back away because comfort and happiness feel unfamiliar. Sign 8, feeling too sensitive. You take things deeply, and others might label you as emotional, but in truth, you're just feeling the world through the eyes of your unhealed child. Sign 9,
overthinking or fear of being misunderstood. You analyze conversations, tone, and people's words excessively because your inner child still fears being judged or dismissed. If you found yourself relating to even a few of these, please don't judge yourself for it. This isn't proof that something is wrong with you. It's proof that a tender part of you is asking to be loved. Your inner child doesn't need your criticism. It simply needs your attention, your patience, and your warmth.
So now that you've recognized the signs, let's take it one step deeper and connect how these childhood wounds quietly shape your adult life. Because the truth is, your adult struggles are often just your childhood wounds trying to find expression and healing. Let me give you a few examples to help you see the pattern. A wounded child who never felt emotionally safe often grows into an adult who feels insecure in relationships. They crave closeness, but fear it at the same time. An unheard child whose emotions were ignored or dismissed becomes an adult who struggles to communicate their feelings. They either go silent or explode because they were never taught it was safe to express themselves. An unloved child who grew up feeling invisible or unworthy becomes an adult who keeps seeking love in the wrong places. They attract people who mirror their old wounds, hoping that this time, love will finally heal them. A criticized child who was always compared or corrected often becomes an adult who doubts every decision. They overthink, seek approval, and rarely feel proud of themselves. A child told to be strong or don't cry turns into an adult who suppresses emotions. Someone who appears calm on the outside but is constantly holding back storms within. These patterns keep repeating, not because you're broken, but because your inner child is still trying to resolve what it couldn't understand back then. Life will keep bringing you similar situations, similar people, and similar emotions until you consciously choose to pause, look within, and heal. Healing doesn't mean erasing the past. It means finally giving that little child the love, safety, and understanding it has been waiting for all along. Now that you've understood how those childhood wounds shape your adult life, let's move towards healing. Healing your inner child isn't a one-day process. It's a journey of patience, awareness, and self-compassion. Here are 6 powerful steps that can truly change the way you feel about yourself. Step 1. Acknowledge and accept. Healing doesn't begin when we blame others. It begins the moment we accept that the pain exists. Sit with yourself and gently say, "Yes, this happened. Yes, it hurt. And yes, I'm ready to understand it." You don't need to justify or suppress what you feel. Just acknowledging that a part of you is still hurting already starts the healing process, because what you accept, you release, and what you deny continues to control you. Step 2. Reconnect with your inner child. The next step is to meet that younger version of you. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and imagine yourself as a child, maybe 6, 7, or 10 years old. What do you see in their eyes? Sadness? Fear? Loneliness? Now gently ask them, "What do you need from me today?" Listen quietly. Maybe they'll say, "I just want to be held," or "Please don't leave me." You can also journal these feelings by asking yourself, what did I need as a child that I didn't receive? When did I start believing I wasn't good enough? These questions help you reconnect with the parts of yourself you once abandoned. Step 3. Reparenting. This step is about becoming the parent your younger self always needed. Every time you feel scared, insecure, or not enough, Place your hand on your heart and whisper, "I see you. I love you. You're safe with me." That's reparenting. It's about speaking to yourself with compassion, offering the love, safety, and validation that you once craved. Start giving yourself permission to rest, to feel, to be imperfect. Your inner child doesn't need perfection. It just needs presence. Step 4, emotional release. Sometimes the child within doesn't want logic. It just wants to cry, scream, or be heard. So let your emotions move. Cry if you need to. Write letters you'll never send. Do inner child meditations, or simply place your hand on your heart and breathe. And when you feel heavy, practice the Ho'oponopono prayer. It's powerful for emotional release. It's, "I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you." Say it to yourself. Say it to your past. Say it to the parts of you that never felt enough. This prayer dissolves guilt and resentment, making space for forgiveness and peace. Step 5, set healthy boundaries. Your inner child heals deeply when it learns that saying no doesn't mean losing love. Create emotional safety for yourself. Distance yourself from people, habits, or situations that drain your energy. Speak kindly but firmly when your peace is disturbed. Remind yourself, it's not selfish to protect my energy. It's sacred. When you create safe boundaries, your inner child finally feels, "I'm safe now." Step 6, nurture joy and play. Healing isn't always about tears. Sometimes it's about laughter. Your inner child longs for joy, curiosity, and freedom. So do the things that once made you smile. Dance, paint, sing, write, play, or simply watch the sunset. When you allow yourself to experience joy again, you tell your inner child, "You're free now. You don't have to live in fear anymore." Because true healing isn't about forgetting the past. It's about remembering who you were before the world taught you to hide. So these are the 6 simple but powerful steps: acknowledge, reconnect, reparent, release, protect, and play. Start small, stay consistent, and keep reminding yourself, healing your inner child isn't about becoming someone new. It's about coming home to who you truly are. When you start allowing yourself to feel joy again, when you laugh without guilt, dance without fear, and breathe without holding back, that's when you'll realize your inner child was never lost. It was just waiting for you to return. Healing your inner child is not about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you were before life taught you to hide your light. And as we come to the end of this journey together, let's take a moment to reflect on everything we've learned today. Healing begins with awareness, noticing your patterns and understanding where they come from. It deepens with acceptance, when you stop fighting your past and start embracing it with compassion. Then comes reparenting, where you finally become the safe space your younger self always needed, followed by forgiveness, because true healing happens when you release the pain you've been holding on to. And eventually, all this leads to freedom, the freedom to live without fear, to love without conditions, and to exist without pretending. You don't need to become someone new. You just need to return to the one you've always been, before the world told you otherwise. If this message touched your heart, take a few minutes today to sit with your inner child. Maybe close your eyes, take a deep breath, and gently say, "I see you. I love you. You're safe now." And remember, healing isn't linear. Some days will feel lighter, others will feel heavy. But every single day, you're moving closer to yourself. You're coming back home. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more soulful healing content. Until next time, take care of your heart and keep nurturing that beautiful child within you.